Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a friendship card to share with you for the Butterfly Reflection Ink mood board from September, which I'm showing you here. It's an adorable mood board with soft pink, gold, browns and blues. And I don't know if you saw my previous card that I made for this mood board or based on this mood board, but I just used there the Peek Through Patterns stamp set. It was the first time that I used this stamp set and I enjoyed it so much. It's one from Concord 9th. I don't have a lot of Concord 9th stuff in my stash, but I really love this brand. Their stamps are not the ones that I usually use, like Mama Elephant, Long Fawn. But these stamps are gorgeous. They are bold, gorgeous, really good quality, and I just adore their style. So I wanted to make more use of this stamp set after using it the first time. So I had a bit of time and I thought, why don't I try to create another card for this challenge with this adorable stamp set. So I know it's a different style from what I usually do, but I really love it and I hope you do too. So here I realized that I stamped the smile a bit crooked. And then I decided to stamp it on the back again, but this time straight. So I took just the leftover paper from some of my foam squares that were run out, and I just made sure that my stamp was placed straight before stamping it on top of my panel. As you can see here, I'm using the gravel ink from the stamp market. It's one of their latest released inks and it's a really soft color. It's a bit grayish, brownish, but more gray, and I just adore it. It's one of my favorite colors I have from the stamp market, with the blush pink as well that I'm going to use today. But I'm using this today as more of a no-line coloring ink. I do have no-line coloring ink from Ink on 3, and the stamp market also sells no-line coloring ink. So if you have that, that's great. You can use that. But I realized that there are a lot of people who don't own a specific no-line coloring ink. And just for you guys, I wanted to show you, really take a really soft color that you have. It's like the antique linen from the distress inks. Take a really soft color that you can go over with your own colors with, and that works perfect as well. So you will not see this gravel ink in the end, which is the same idea as a no-line coloring ink. So if you don't have no-line coloring ink, just look through your stash if you have, for example, a really soft ink, and try to use that one. Chances are high that it works out perfectly. In one of my previous cards, where I did some no-line coloring with distress inks on the adorable car critters from Long Fawn, I also told you, if you want to create a brown car, with, for example, the add-on from the reindeer, which I did, you can also use like the crunchy leaf from Long Fawn, for example. Just a soft brown, and you can use a bit darker browns to color it in, and then you will also have that no-line coloring feel without using a real no-line coloring ink. So that's the idea of using this one. But without using it as no-line coloring ink, it's also gorgeous. I mean, the three most gorgeous colors, in my opinion, from the stamp market are, at the moment, blush pink, gravel, and slate. So two neutrals actually, and then a really soft pink. So that's my preference at the moment. But yeah, so I am coloring in these letters using my Copic markers. If you saw my previous video for this mood board challenge, then you will remember this color combination. I really love this one. I haven't used it before my previous cards, and it's just a wonderful combination, so I am hoping to use it a bit more in the future as well. And I'm just going over each letter, and then I can continue with stamping, because this card is a lot of stamping. It's just a smile that makes it a bit bolder. So that's my smile after I finished this one, because I thought there were a bit too much stripes visible, so I went over it a bit. Now that's good. So now I am going to stamp out that friends I mean, and I'm going to heat emboss this with gold. So I'm just placing it into my MISTI, going to prep my panel, and then I'm stamping it out using the Versamark clear embossing ink. And then I'm taking the classic gold embossing powder from Nuvo. And I must admit, these stems from Concord 9th, the quality is so amazing. I really was impressed with the stamping of the friends and the finishing of it, so I can only recommend it. So now I'm using the crunchy leaf to get some browns into my card. Then I decided to use these flowers, which I think I have never done before, using flower stamps. I don't know, I'm not really that good with flowers, but these ones are just to stamp out, so what can go wrong? So I'm stamping it out with blush pink, and I'm going to stamp out all these flowers with blush pink, also a few leaves. I just love this color, and I'm so amazed each time when I check how good it fits with the blue, because the blue is really dark and then the pink is really soft, and I wouldn't do this normally, but I'm so glad I did, and I hope that I remember this mood board for so long that I never forget it, because these color combinations are just wonderful. So I'm stamping it out. I have never used these stems, so I'm stamping it out multiple times to get a better impression, but then again, the quality is gorgeous. So I'm just puzzling them, and I'm going to fill this upper right corner using some different flowers, different compositions of the leaves and such. But I wasn't going to go all over my panel with flowers. That would be a bit too much repetition for me. It is an option, of course, and you could also just do the opposite corners from each other. I think that would be lovely as well. But I just like this one. So at a certain moment we have to say to ourselves that we need to stop with adding things and keep it a bit more simple. So that's what I did here. And now I'm going to add some final leaves, and then the stamping is done. So this card actually went quite quickly. Okay, forget about the coloring of the smile, but the rest was really quickly. So I'm stamping these ones out, and then I thought, okay, it's pretty and you could leave it like this, definitely, but then something inside of me said you need to blend a bit. So I blended this blush pink on the edges of my panel really softly. It didn't need to be like all over the place, just really softly, all over this panel on the edges, and then I adhered it on top of a card base, and I just left it like that because I like it. I also contemplated about using some sequins, decided not to do it because the simplicity of this card is just, I love it. And it's totally out of my comfort zone, but I really want to make more cards like this. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video as well. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments and I will get back to you on those ones. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you like this video, you can always give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And I hope to see you next time again. Bye!